to focus his efforts on. Because once he does do that, and once he is in, WebbJP's just got it on muscle memory at this point. Doesn't matter at that point. Punish game, down. Like, what he has to focus on is how is he going to be able to put himself in a position to get that punish game. That's what matters for him going into this set more than anything else. And on the opposite end for 17, if you could just keep that good bread and butter Zelda stuff going, you know, these giant hitboxes to be able to just keep Lucas out, then he might be able to be good as well. 17 might be able to just utilize that. But, Stu, where are we right now?
17 is in Maryland. WebbJP is in Tri-State. An old rivalry renewed once again between two regions. Welcome to Grand Final here at DNA.EXE. It is Omega Battlefield or Omega Small Battlefield. Take your pick for game number 1 between these two competitors. WebbJP going to have to take 6 games off of this very refined Zelda, who has only dropped 1 game in this tournament so far.
I didn't even think about that. Is this Omega Battlefield or is it Omega Small Battlefield?
It could affect the bans, you never know. Check the collision rulebook real quick, and that's gonna be an F smash following up off of that downer. It's like, yeah, welcome to WebbJP 17. This is what you're dealing with now. So
yeah,
have
this
fun
is new
with
for
that.
him, I think. I don't think 17 has played WebbJP in this bracket.
To my knowledge, I don't believe so either. I looked up 17, and it seems like very good player. Took first place in a tournament very recently. Ultimate Singles at the $5 Dunked 11 tournament, I believe it was. Primarily a melee tournament, but seems they had a bit of a decent ultimate bracket as well. First out of 131 competitors. Trying to be first out of a few here as well. However, WebbJP, someone who has top 8'd some of the biggest tournaments online, as including the box, the biggest one, the very biggest. So, yeah, we have some pretty top caliber stuff here from WebbJP, and of course you got to see that Karen off of the side of the stage recovery. If you're an Earthbound kid, you're watching a set with Lucas, with WebbJP, of course you're going to see him do that. Why would you expect him not to?
Yeah.
He goes down so deep for that. It is ridiculous. It is honestly pretty admirable.
Mm-hmm. And here you see him just putting all the pressure on 17 right here. He's already done a really wonderful job at splitting that defense. And the reason he has is because that defense kind of hasn't been created yet. But here you go, finally breaking that zone a little bit. Not going to matter. Whipping out a laggy option, but WebbJP, fortunately for 17, not punishing that completely. Like, WebbJP has been doing such a good job at splitting the defense, and the reason I'm saying that is because 17 has not been able to create that defense yet. WebbJP has just kind of been all over him with his pressure, man. He was the one who was able to get the beat on him first, and now he's just all over him clean, lapping him hit percent on this stock already. WebbJP has not lost his first stock yet, and we are about 2.5, if not 3 minutes already into this first game. Forward smash though, going to turn it around. Let's see.
WebbJP has been getting caught on these get-ups quite a bit tonight. That seems to be the one sort of crack in the armor for the Lucas stalwart, as looking for that F smash yet again. Perhaps a bit early in the percentage count to kill, but you know, it's got to throw that out there to establish it. 17 getting jabbed, and you know what? Yeah, that short hop nair. You already know you're getting tagged quite a bit, and oh my gosh, you're absolutely right, Nintunis. You give WebbJP an inch, it will take miles upon miles, and may very well take the stock with the up smash. He went for it.
He knew that the risk was worth the reward right there, depending on what his percent was at. He knew Zelda would probably not be able to get that much off of a grab. He knew Lightning Kick was probably the option that 17 was going to pick as well. It was his quickest option, one of the best, what am I trying to say here? One of the best, what's the word I'm looking for here? Combo breakers in the game as well. And he knew that even if he landed it, it wasn't going to kill. So WebbJP, that is why he definitely went for that up smash right there, because if he went for it, I mean, if he got it, as that forward tilt takes the stock, if he landed it, goes for broke, wins it all in that first game. And if he misses, wasn't that big right there. That was a situation of a calculated risk where he knew the risk reward right there was definitely in his favor. A very good situational risk reward assessment right there on the part of WebbJP. That was how he really was able to put that one together, man. And I know what you mentioned before, give an inch, take a mile. I don't know what else to say, man. This guy's just labbed out that damn combo like a trillion times in training mode, man. I don't care what your DI is. I don't care how good you are. You know, you're gonna get hit by it, man. You're just going to. This guy got top 8 at the box, all right? Listen.
Yeah. No, you're
Ridiculous.
absolutely. It is a little ridiculous what this kid is capable of, and certainly the proof of concept that we are seeing play out before our very eyes against this very well practiced Zelda. And we saw the time in the matchup in Tunis. It was we were getting into the 2-minute, getting down towards the 2-minute mark. I would say a modest fraction for WebbJP, but is that perhaps the but who's going to be slowing down the game for whom is the question. Like, you would think, oh yeah, it's going to be the Zelda who's going to draw out the game a little bit longer against the character that wants to press buttons in your face in order to draw out damage, but at the same time, WebbJP showed an exceptional amount of patience considering the circumstances as we go to Battlefield for game number 2, knowing that he had the lead, did not have to take any sort of silly approach, and was able to just kind of establish whatever Webb wanted to do. 17, really just kind of burning seconds off of the clock, and WebbJP was perfectly fine with that. Didn't really feel the need to approach if he didn't feel like it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, it's all about mixing it in and out, you know what I mean? Like knowing when to approach, knowing when not to, and just sort of just feeling the flow of a game as you go through it. You know, sometimes it's not always apparent to be able to tell just by, you know, visually looking at the game. Sometimes a player just knows, you know, intuitively when it's time for them to do it and whatnot. You know, they take a good assessment of the situation before them as quickly as they can. And, you know, as quickly as you can. I mean, you know, the better of a player you are, the more quick you are at being able to assess those situations intuitively. And WebbJP has definitely been playing long enough to be able to know that kind of stuff to be able to happen, and I know he's only going to get better at it as it goes along. And speaking of getting better at it, 17, getting better at dealing with Lucas's shield pressure right now, holding it down with that shield to be able to get that uppy out of it, get that clean punish, classic Zelda punish, as he is one to do. But now I don't know what you're doing, and now I don't know what Webb is doing, man. This wonky teleports, man, and lack of punish is coming out from WebbJP. This is looking maybe a little bit of tournament nerves coming out for these guys, but tournament nerves going to break right there with the lightning kick, combo breaker, clean 30 damage, and stock from downtown. 17 doing what Zelda does best.
Beautiful stuff, and a quick exchange of stocks. And as we get to the 2-minute mark of this game number 2, one stock lost from each competitor. And all in all, I mean, it might just well be that that is an encapsulation of how the set is going to go from here on in. But I mean, you're talking about being a race to the finish. Hopefully for 17, so that's not the case, as you just got caught on the landing with the PK freeze. But I don't know. It just it seems like WebbJP is starting to get a little trying to tighten the grip that he has on this set. And 17 kind of struggling for answers right now.
And I love WebbJP's platform pressure as well. Whenever 17 decided to whip out the shield again, you see him wait to bait. You see him wait a little bit, do the double jump to make sure he had that momentum to be able to drift away had he not been able to successfully land the move. And then as soon as he uses that multi-hit in the down air and he sees that 17 is still shielding, that's when he uses the momentum of that double jump to just slowly drift away and make sure he can get away nice and scot-free and put himself in a pretty good position. Lucas classic, down tilt grab, up throw, gonna finish it right there. WebbJP, rightfully so, up in stocks in this second game of what could potentially only be the first set of this grand finals. If WebbJP keeps playing like how he's doing right there, there's another clean 33 right there, and just 3 little itty-bitty hits all the way up to 60 out of that jab. And then here you go, you get the down air, but not getting that final hit that he needed to be able to continue that onslaught. Naryu's love out of that, and then the forward smash, 69.9%. Still anybody's game, folks.
I mean, WebbJP has been getting murked off of that neutral getup for quite some time now. It makes you wonder what 17 has got cooking up if WebbJP decides to perhaps mix it up a little bit, yeets the feet right into the face of Lucas, and trying to shorten this gap just a little bit. 17 will need to get back on the stage if he wants to take advantage of it. Will not be able to do so readily. However, neutral B, when in doubt, why not? 17 might be looking for that grab into down B combo that we've seen 17 use quite a bit in this tournament, and to great effect. WebbJP doing what only Pharaoh has done thus far in taking a game off of 17. 17 will be looking to make sure that no more are lost at the expense of 17 and this well-practiced, educated Zelda.
At the expense of the death of a bachelor.
Beautiful. So
Yeah, this is really nerve-wracking. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, this is still absolutely anybody's game. I mean,
oh, but
there
the
it
kick
is.
to the face, that's all it takes. And when you hear that sound, you knew it was going to be, next hit is going to be a haymaker. You just had the feeling. I mean, as much as we like to see the PK fire and the sentries just kind of thrown around in order to establish where they want their opponents to go, and certainly where their opponents can't afford to go, we take one more look at that. It's going to be a jump right up to the platform, but it's going to be WebbJP there to meet him. And yeah, again, you're Lucas. You have really good aerial speed. You have a back air that comes out relatively quickly. You have the ability to catch someone sleeping. And 17, for just that one moment, seemed to let the guard down, trying to set up the platforms. WebbJP right there, able to connect and make 17 pay. And now all of a sudden, you're one game away from a reset. You're cruising right now if you're WebbJP. But how do you close this out?
Man, I mean, if he's just got to keep doing what he's doing for the most part, he's like doing such a good job at like splitting the defense before the defense of 17 is even able to come out. If WebbJP didn't know what he was doing, if he was playing too patient for his own good, okay, here it is.
Wow, Webb pulling out the bounty hunter here. ZSS making an appearance.
I was gonna say, you know, he's doing such a good job at, you know, making sure, you know, the neutral was never set. He wasn't playing as long enough of an elongated neutral as for 17 to really get that advantage state and then just keep him out with down B. He was just keeping that pressure on right where he needed to and right as he knew how to with Lucas. But now, saying I'm up 2-0, I got a few games left. But I think it's time to practice a little bit. I think that's what my man is saying. The zero suit Samus of WebbJP, the fame, the prophecy.
And I do quite like what I'm seeing from the ZSS so far. It has gone ZSS earlier on in the bracket. In the earlier round games, it was playing people like PBZ and Glentendo. And I believe another game after that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the bracket right in front of me. But what we have seen from WebbJP has been nothing short of impressive. Like, you have to go, like, I mean, you're going Lucas because sometimes you just have to in order to survive the later rounds of this bracket. And, like, you got sent to losers by Lemon Tea. It's not the position you want to be in. You want to make sure that you have a chance to get to grand finals. And, you know, now you're there, you're fine. But you're up 2-0 against this Zelda that you may or may not have even ever heard of, who's playing extremely well and has had quite a showing in this tournament. But now we get to see what the ZSS is made of, and I'm seeing a lot of really good defensive movement, which is kind of how you're supposed to play ZSS, generally speaking, despite what Mars would have you believe. And I'm seeing a little bit more of a conservative side to WebbJP, and it's not necessarily even a bad thing. I think it's just sort of different from what we're seeing. This is a ZSS that's maybe not as practiced as we're seeing the Lucas be, but beautiful catch with the boost kick, and the punish game is still there. The instincts are still there. They're still sharp. Just got to realize which tools are which in order to fully utilize them.
For sure, my friend, for sure. It's
As
like
it is with any character.
Exactly. And, like, knowing those different tools is going to be so important. Like, I want to say, you know, he's definitely utilizing a lot of that classic, you know, aggressive WebbJP, you know, style that we see in a character like ZSS, which is part of why I'm not really surprised that he's been picking up this character and enjoys her so much, because ZSS is a character that, you know, utilizes insanely good mobility and very good, what am I trying to say, very good shield pressure and aggression, much like Lucas can if you're not careful about that. Only thing is that ZSS kind of does what Lucas does a little bit better because her mobility is just that much better, and especially, you know, at a disadvantage, he's got that flip kick option as well, which is really, she's got that flip kick option as well, which is a really, really good thing for ZSS as opposed to Lucas, because one of the biggest flaws of Lucas is that he sucks at approaching, as that back air takes the stock. He sucks at approaching, and getting at a disadvantage is really, really hard if you, like, your opponent knows what you're doing. ZSS, want to know how to get at a disadvantage? Just down me.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, that's, you know, that solves in itself one huge problem that Lucas has as in comparison to him. You know, so I frankly, as that up throw takes the stock, not even at all surprised to see WebbJP pick up this character. It's like, yeah, the aggression is done in different ways and totally different moves. Like, the two of them as characters definitely don't play the same. I'm not saying Lucas and ZSS are similar in that way, because they're not. But at the very least, in terms of characters that I can see WebbJP enjoying, I can definitely understand why he likes ZSS and is working on and has a ZSS. That's my gathering from the Zero Suit Samus so far.
I mean, why else do you pick up a character? Is to work on a specific matchup. It's a counter to something, generally speaking. Or you just like the character and you want to play it, which is how I am with certain characters, I'll say that. But WebbJP, I mean, with how efficient and really stylistically inclined he is to perform with
also Zaire. I totally forgot about Zaire. I'm sorry, continue.
No, you're absolutely, I was actually about to get to that. You kind of, you kind of blew the punch.
Cut you off like a professional commentator, yeah.
Exactly. Follow him at Nintunist. But that's going to be the up smash that takes it. And yeah, you know what? You're not going to be able to just sit and shield on me. I'm going to poke you. I'm going to jump up on you like a shark. And he just takes a bite right out of the winner's side run of 17. And really just waving it. Yeah, you've really just waved around the glow stick. Let's take one more look at that on the MXC Impact replay. And you went to platform. You really thought you were safe, huh? You honestly thought that. But no, WebbJP shows 17 otherwise, and just like that, Nintunist, it's a whole new ball game.
ZSS, you know, just waving the glow stick like she's at a rave or something, man. The last Metroid is in captivity. I'm partying. That's what she's out here to say. Beautiful stuff. Safe pressure on the platform as well. It's another thing of ZSS in comparison to Lucas. A much quicker up smash to be able to deal with opponents above you, which makes it a lot easier for Lucas to do that, because Lucas's up air, decent hitbox, not the best, not the worst, I would say, in terms of out of shield options besides Nair and Fair, which are good get off me moves, especially in front. Above directly, that's a little bit harder for Lucas to be able to deal with that from time to time, unless he's prepared preemptively with like an up tilt or something. Not saying that's necessarily completely where he struggles, but he does struggle in that department, specifically just compared to ZSS. That's all. ZSS just does that better than he does, man. It's like it's a different thing. And then there's Zaire as well, which I have no idea how the hell I didn't piece that together, man, when I was thinking about, why does WebbJP like this character? Derpa derpa der.
I mean, I wanted to get to it, but I mean, that really is, there's something else that needs to be said. You know, you just kind of smack people around, whether it's with a toy snake or whether it's with a plasma weapon. It is what it is. So, yeah, we're going to go on to true finals between WebbJP and 17. I don't know what to make of this. Staying on the ZSS, WebbJP coming from loser's side saying, if you want the Lucas back, you're going to have to earn it.
Jesus.
And 17 now. Is 17 up to the challenge here?
Dude. Oh, he's going to be so proud of himself if he wins this grand finals with ZSS, and why wouldn't he be, my friends? But let's not count our chickens before they hatch right here. I mean, this man did just 3-0 17 before, 2 with his main, and then another with his secondary that he's been working on here. It's ballsy too, man. I mean, I don't blame him for going to this stage. This is generally considered to be like Zelda's best stage. No platforms to be able to get around the night, you know, a stage that really forces you to, you know, play the neutral and make your options a lot more predictable and a lot more streamlined against her. Like, she whips out the knight against you in the corner. What are your options? Hold shield, she could run up and grab you. Jump, she could jump up and nair you or lightning kick you. Just run past it and roll, she could read that and then just forward smash you or something. No platforms for you to just be able to not deal with the knight, and that can be very annoying for a lot of other characters. ZSS, on the other hand, she's kind of got flip kick, kind of has that up B takes the stock. She's kind of got a get out of jail free option. She doesn't really need platforms to be able to deal with a character like ZSS, because what Zelda has in terms of stage control and just sheer like spacing dominance, ZSS can beat in spades when it comes to mobility.
Well parried by WebbJP, and you know that's the sort of thing. It doesn't matter what character you are, you got to be able to have that timing down. It's what, a 3 or 4 frame window, that parrying. So got to be able to react to it. You have to have some sense of anticipation, given that you are playing online. So that means you just straight up called out what they were doing and you didn't care. Like, you're saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to get a little bit more of a frame advantage on a projectile just because I can. And I do kind of love that from WebbJP. He has that attitudinal style about him, and it kind of makes you wonder. It might make the audience wonder if I'm reading into this a little bit too much, but at the same time, if you're WebbJP, you're doing things for a reason. You're doing things to get inside the head of your opposition, and might be right now, the rent that he's paying inside of 17's head might be the cheapest piece of land in Tri-State.
I was just gonna say, man, you know, you saw me with that tweet I made the other day, so I definitely can relate to what you're saying right now for the most part. Here on Final Destination, this is just beautiful, man. You know, before he was already successfully doing it with his main, but now with ZSS, how the hell is 17 ever going to get that classic Zelda neutral that he wants? When is he going to be able to actually regain stage control? I mean, right now he is. You know, got him off the level with that dash attack, so, you know, commentator's curse beat me to the punch right there. But point is, for the most part, WebbJP, no matter what character he plays, has just been giving 17 such a hard time just letting 17 set up anything. You know, like just classic Zelda setup, put the knight out, regain that neutral, whatever. WebbJP just doesn't give a damn. No matter who he's playing, he's doing such a wonderful job playing around the Phantom Knight to the point where he's forcing 17 to really think outside the box and actually fight WebbJP, which for a character like Zelda is going to be a lot harder. But just as I say that, the Knight hit combined with the lightning kick, I don't that damage was illegal.
Yeah, it didn't seem like the most considerate thing in the world. I don't think even really thought about WebbJP's feelings there. And now 17.
I don't even think he thought about the Geneva Convention when he hit him with that.
Oh, that's going to be a trade that 17 will be more than happy to accept. A 2-stock victory on the ZSS of WebbJP. And that is how true final starts up. 1-0 to 17.
Why is Zelda allowed to keep the Phantom Knight out as long as she wants on the result screen, but not in game? These are the questions, folks. Good dash attack.
Yeah.
Man, just called him out right there. He was up a stock, you know. Even if he whiffed that, you know, what was Webb gonna do?
If you have a response to that presumably hypothetical question, then definitely make sure that you shoot it over to us at Masterhand Games on Twitter. But
please.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure Chris would love to deal with that.
I
don't mind.
Everyone.
Totally.
You say that now.
You know, here I am, plugging the social media.
Seriously,
you're welcome.
I'd much rather the engagement than none. I think it's cool when people say stuff. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. Just go ahead and provide your answers. And of course, that's our Twitter, at Masterhand Games. Different from Masterhand Gaming, but you know, same company. Masterhand Games is the address on Twitter. And yeah, there you go. See, I wasn't even asking for the slide, but we already got it. We also have a Discord, and it's all well and good. You already know the deal. You can honestly, if you're watching on YouTube, you can just pause the VOD, so you can catch that for yourself. So as we go to this game number 2, it seems like there's going to be a little bit of deliberation as to what the stage is going to be. I can't imagine 17 is going away from the Zelda right away. And yeah, it's WebbJP stayed in the ring that entire time. Wait a second. I may have spoken too soon. It seems, I would think, Nintoonist, we're going to be seeing the reemergence of the blonde lad. I'm not sure, though.
Let's find out. Is the blonde lad coming back, or are we going back to the blonde lass? Yeah, the blonde lad.
Oh, the mad lad is back.
The sad lad.
No, he is. If he wins this set, he will be a glad lad, I assure you. And he will have to take 3 games off of 17. And going to FD, I mean, I like the call. You don't have platforms to run to, but you also don't really have much room at all to avoid that gigantic Phantom Sentry that the Zelda's down B provides. So, makes you wonder.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the way he was able to, you know, get through this before was to just beat him to the punch most of the time and actually just fight Zelda where she's not as good, which is up close. I mean, it's scary, though, because, I mean, Zelda can be good up close if you're not careful, if you don't have moves that are safe on block, you know, that she can just easily, you know, lightning kick you out of. But the thing is, WebbJP's punish game is not only, it's just so good, and it just puts you in such a bad position when the combo is done. You know, like, he's able to get this damage, but then the situation doesn't just reset, and then 17 is able to, you know, get a beat on him to the punish. No, it usually winds up with 17 off the level. That's what happens, and then all of a sudden, he's in a bad position. Then what do you do? WebbJP, man, he's just all about gaining that advantage right there, safely attacking him with that PK fire right there. Oh, but whiffing a punish with the forward tilt with a slight misspacing on that part, not going to kill 17, and now neutral is reset once again, but that time, the run-up dash cancel, I think he actually did with that forward tilt right there to be able to land it. So pretty good technical inputs coming out from WebbJP right there, showing he's got a little bit of ultimate tech skill showcasing for you all to see right now. This should do it, though. Up, though. Oh, he thought about it for a minute.
Yeah.
put the fear of God in him.
Oh, man, the mind games. You gotta love it, though.
Oh, yeah.
It works. That's the main thing.
It's both literal and metaphorical mind games.
You could say that, I suppose.
Yeah, 'cause he's a psychic. Yeah, you got that one?
Yeah. No,
you understood? Oh, my God.
I think we're clear, but yeah, no, that's WebbJP in a world of trouble trying to get back and maintain this first stock. Shields the get up this time, and WebbJP learning the lesson. 17 realizing that whatever 17 has gotten off of Lucas was generally just upon the get up, and WebbJP has been getting caught by that all night, but has generally been able to get away with it. I don't really know how far he can go with this new knowledge, but I do think that it is encouraging that he's a little bit quicker on the shield button than prior. 17 is going to take the first stock off of WebbJP. Still a massive lead for JP at the moment, and yeah, all you got to do, point at the ledge. This is where you die.
I was just going to say, man, it's so disrespectful how Lucas literally points to where you're going to go in his moves. You ever think about
he
that?
calls his shot. You can't
That's
really
hype.
even...
I love it when baseball players do that.
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, there's Babe Ruth, obviously, but I'll tell the story of Mike Blowers at another time.
Please.
It was probably the greatest piece of broadcasting ever committed to audio, so I'll... Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, you should tell it right now in the middle of a. You should tell it right now in the middle of a Smash match. Is what I want to tell you, but I can't. Anyway.
Oh man,
Final destination.
Maybe if chat asks nicely enough, I will definitely talk about baseball instead of Smash.
Word, chat, you know what to do. Anyway.
So,
we're out here.
Oh, the air dodge!
Beautiful bait with that air dodge. My goodness. The Phantom Knight just didn't care about any of that. Just waiting patiently to cover all options is 17. Not whipping the Phantom Knight out earlier to match where WebbJP was, but instead waiting for where he knew he was going to be. So smart on the part of 17 right there. It doesn't matter, though. He's down 2 stocks.
Yeah. I mean, 17 was trying to find a way back into this thing, and you got to wonder if that's one of the things that turns the complexion of a match on its head early on, but that Lucas is just too good and too well practiced. We are tied up at 1, and really just it's 17 having a bit of a hard time pinning down this Lucas, and has not taken a game off of the Lucas thus far, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, the Lucas is just... The thing is, and I can say this from my own personal experience as a Smasher as well, you know, like, you can, you know, just try out these new characters or whatnot, and you can do whatever you want with them, however they fit you or your play style, or how they match with your main character, whatever the reason is. At the end of the day, you know, sometimes you gotta go back to your OG, even if it is technically a worse matchup. Sometimes that happens, man. Sometimes you might pick up a character for a specific thing, but then you might not know the player matchup yet, or your character is just too new, or for whatever reason. Because right now, I mean, like you mentioned, 17 has not taken a game off of the Lucas yet, specifically. The ZSS is a little different, man, and the Lucas one, I think that's the worst matchup, if we're being completely honest. ZSS just kind of doesn't give a crap about a lot of Zelda's options. Lucas kind of has to give a crap sometimes, but that's the thing, man. Lucas is taking Tums, man. He knows how to take those craps, is the thing. He knows how to take those craps with this character, so this is where he's going to be able to, you know, do it the hardest.
That is not what
terrible
Tums do, my guy.
Aside.
Yeah,
oh wait, yeah, Tums relieve it. Oh, I was thinking of like, what was I thinking of right there? Not Epitaph. That's the stuff that makes you barf.
Yeah.
What's the stuff that makes you shit? Wendy's? Whatever.
What?
X-Lax?
What? X-Lax? Yeah, just like name a laxative, bro. I mean, if you're talking about Tums, the only heartburn he's feeling right now is the PK fires in the chest.
Wait,
firing
Ajax?
off. What?
Ajax? Alax?
Are you? Is this seriously where we're going with this bet?
No,
anyway,
but it is where
17
WebbJP is
back
going.
hairs.
To the blast zone. Right there with the lightning kick. 86.8% so far. Yeah, Battlefield, not too surprised right here. I mean, WebbJP is going to have a lot of good timing, being able to get on those platforms and get away, but at the same time, you know, they make your landings that much more predictable in those platforms. So, I think Zelda in 17 is going to, as that dash attack takes the stock, I think Zelda in 17 took him, decided to take WebbJP here because I think he realizes he's going to have a much easier time keeping Lucas in disadvantage on a stage like this. Yeah, you know, like, you know, platforms are going to be so much easier to deal with Phantom Knight on the part of WebbJP, but the thing is, I think 17 has noticed that WebbJP kind of knows how to deal with Phantom already, so it's not going to matter as much if he's on FD or a stage with platforms, you know. Instead, he's going to want to go to Battlefield to, you know, take advantage of Lucas where he suffers the most, and that is landing and approaching in disadvantage. So I totally understand this pick from 17, regardless of, probably to the layman's eye, they probably think it doesn't make any sense. I like the mix-up he was going for, but WebbJP is going to destroy him for it.
WebbJP, that is nigh upon disrespectful.
That's true.
Really just did that. Really just you really just tap danced that woman to hell. I don't know how else to describe it. You actually put on the tap shoes and danced her down to hell.
Lucas definitely has a picture of Fred Astaire in his room that he prays to every night.
Yeah, no. This is like actually just like demonic Savion Glover. I don't know how else to describe it, but
yeah, but too many buttons coming out from WebbJP right there. Up smashing for no real reason.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we got a freezer sucker out here. We actually gotta put a woman on ice.
That's cold, man. Why'd you swipe right on her if you didn't like her in the first place? Literally what Lucas just did. That was just cold. Literally and metaphorically cold. I mean, he died from, you know, mashing too hard with that up smash beforehand, got lightning kicked for it, but then just boom!
Yeah.
My god, one of Lucas's more slept-on buffs, really.
I mean, this is a pretty button-heavy Zelda, all things considered. And that's the thing, though. You press the wrong button against WebbJP, you are going to get carried out to sea. Just an absolute riptide of a punish game. And the only hope that you have is that you can potentially swim back to shore, but it's going to be on Zelda and 17 to perhaps catch the surf and ride this out. Game number 3, excuse me. Actually,
Yeah.
wait, that was
No, this is 4. This is game 4. That was game 3 before. I
Yeah.
believe it's 2-1 WebbJP right now. And here we go, 17 taking it back to Battlefield, which I totally understand him doing. I think he wants to go to the stage for the same reasons that he went to before, but he recognizes that in that particular game last game, he just got caught in 2 very, very bad spots. He got caught at a down air percent where Lucas was able to easily combo into another one, and then put himself in a terrible spot to start his up B to recover back on the level, where Lucas was able to easily PK freeze him. Those were 2 situations that he messed up on his part as a player. Had nothing to do with the stage that time. That wasn't like, the stage working against him or thinking another stage could have worked better. He still wants to go to this one for the same reasons as before, but he just knows that last game was a fluke. I gotta adjust my game plan right here. I know I can beat WebbJP here if I just get myself another chance.
kind of love the Ryu stage mix, but
It's awesome, dude.
yeah.
It's gonna be hell, like going through every single song in the game to try to find the ones that you want to play on the stage the most, but I digress.
I kind of have a preliminary list of 4 or 5, so okay. And the thing is that Targets is definitely one of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
That's just
true.
because Targets is awesome.
That's slaps.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
remind me, I have a remix. I'll send it to you later.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right after the tournament.
Ooh, well, I mean, it's going to be the up smash, up throw, excuse me, that does it for WebbJP's first stock here. 1 game away, 2 stocks away.
Dude, he got all of that by
victory.
playing along with the movement of Zelda, man. Just absolutely gorgeous. Like, he jumped behind the Phantom Knight as that up B takes the stock. He jumped behind the Phantom, recognized that there was only one place that Zelda could go to punish, which was behind the Phantom Knight, so we didn't have to worry about the hitbox, and then read exactly where she was going to go with the dash attack, easy peasy with the falling nair, which allowed Lucas to get all that clean damage that he was, man. So many players, they just falter at the fear of a good Zelda. WebbJP, he's out here, man. He knows how this character operates because he studied her. He knows how she works, and because he knows how she works, that's how he's able to play his game plan in the way that he wants. Just a word of the wise for all of you out there, man. Like, just don't give up on playing your way you want to play against a character. Sometimes you just got to make some minor sacrifices in your game plan to do that in the first place.
WebbJP is kind of living a sad life right now, though. I got to say, he is losing neutral far too many times for his liking, and yeah, it's just one of those things where you get into a pattern off of the ledge. Eventually, 17 is going to catch on to it. Was able to punish a lot of things before, and you got to think that that's going to continue if WebbJP cannot establish himself on the stage and perhaps win an interaction with both feet on the ground at some juncture. But 17 getting nared, can't afford that, and it's going to be a last stock situation for WebbJP to take the game off of 17. I should say the last stock situation for 17, back against the wall, fighting back with the help of the Phantom Sentry.
Where
This
do you
could be
go,
it right
man?
here, Nintunist.
The pressure on the part of WebbJP is monstrous right here, but then neutral is reset again, man. This is still absolutely anybody's game, and it's a little bit of a slobber knocker at this point, especially in terms of percent, but WebbJP gets a beat. Beautiful parry on the part of 17, but not the second time, and an even better patience on the part of WebbJP, waiting for that Naryu's love to finish, man. He knows what Zelda can do and how she operates, what's safe on block and what isn't. Another WebbJP special right there, getting caught in the vortex, and now he's got him by the ledge. That's it.
There it is. Point some out. You are going to go that way, young lady. WebbJP takes it by a score of 3-1 after the reset. Beautiful stuff from the Lucas mainstay, a stalwart in Tri-State. Beautiful performance by 17 to come in second. The Zelda from Maryland, it looked like, going to take home a nice little second place finish at this DNA.EXE. But ultimately, what else is there to say about WebbJP? So we saw what 17 was able to do with the ledge trapping game, and was excellently done. Kept getting WebbJP upon the get-ups, and certainly while JP was hanging off of the ledge a few times, but at the end of the day, never quite able to take a game off of the Lucas proper. And WebbJP is just ruthless when it comes to the punish game, and it's just clicking on all cylinders tonight, Nintunist.
WebbJP doing what he does best, and that is cleaning house efficiently and elegantly, to say the least. Maybe actually elegantly. No, not the right word I was trying to say. I should have gone with ratchet. Just absolutely ratchet. I think that's a better word right there to describe WebbJP and his Lucas. That punish game, absolutely amazing. And now you can see WebbJP in the chat. You can see WebbJP in the chat actually giving a little bit of solid advice right here. And this is something I actually knew as well, and that is that you can camp Zelda back. She is susceptible to it, man. You know, she doesn't have the easiest time approaching if you're not the one who's careful with it. So, you know, Leffen, maybe he was right. Maybe he was right about the game, whatever. But point is, WebbJP doing what he has to do and beating Zelda to the punch in every single way that he knew that his character can. Up close with that amazing punish game, got her off stage in disadvantage when she had to, knew what was safe on block and what wasn't, and knew that he could camp out Zelda sometimes when he had to, taking advantage of Zelda's weaknesses just clearly and just ratchetly, not elegantly, more like ratchetly. I'm really not sure what else to say. That's just WebbJP doing what he does best, like he does for you pretty much every single week at these tri-state tournaments. You know him, you love him, he's a household name at this point, and he ain't going anywhere, my friends. That is WebbJP taking DNA Season 7, DNA.EXE Season 7, Week 7, I think?
Week 7,
You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Got it.
Rise cold brew.
Yeah. I mean, great stuff from WebbJP.
Great stuff from Rise Cold Brew,
Dude,
man.
I'm gonna have to start asking those guys for sponsorship money to pay your salary, dude. I don't know what else to say, because that's how things work now. Because we are picking up sponsorships legitimately, and those sponsorships actually do go towards salaries for commentators and players. So this is the interesting part. There is a prize pool. For DNA, it's a little different, and I want to just bring this up to everybody. This system that is designed to basically organically build esports off of like a real financial solution to like cycle money in a healthy way. It's not just for Smash. This is actually going to break out into something a lot bigger. Things like League of Legends, Valorant, you know, all of the big titles. Mario Kart, actually, all of our events there. So as sponsorship money does come in, they will go to funding events, and there's going to be a lot more details on this if you're interested in it. This is a bit of like I don't want to call it a soft launch, because we've been doing this for all of Season 7, but the fact that it's kind of ready to roll out has been pretty exciting, and all the details are accumulating in all of the places. So the website's been changing almost every day, lots of new information. If you want even more detailed information, there is a Discord server, and that is literally discord.link/UEF. There is like a whole bunch of information being put into there, because it's trying to be as basically as transparent as possible, because if we're trying to grow organic, that's how you do it. But if you're looking for more events, Nintendo Circuit every single Tuesday. These are qualifier events. Yeah, these are qualifier events for a paid UEF event, which I am conjuring up the slide for right now because I am unprepared. But anyways.
Oh, good.
Okay, now OBS failed me, but okay, I got it anyways. So then, yeah, this is the event. So these Nintendo circuits, and I'm pretty sure these passport events are going to be weekly as well. So you could potentially place top 4 in a Nintendo circuit and then get free entry to a Mario Kart event that is technically, it's $5 entry, but you can qualify for free through Nintendo circuit. And the prize pool is $250. So basically trying to pump some money into these local economies. And as far as that goes, other events on MHD, like the 200cc circuit, which isn't the biggest yet, will still have a way to kind of earn money that'll probably be based off of entrance moving forward. So that'll be exciting. But in the meanwhile, that's kind of one of those events in limbo because it is brand new. And then you guys mentioned this earlier, Gloves Off. Should be a weekly podcast, and it is mostly. But since I've been kind of busy trying to figure out some of this other stuff, it's taken a little bit of a back seat, but don't be discouraged. It'll be back. And hopefully, if you guys are enjoying it, feel free to engage with us, man. No one takes the opportunity to chat with us, but you totally can. We are available. And I'm going to let you guys take the rest since it's a few Smash slides.
Sounds good to me. All right. Well, we're going across the Hudson River for this one. Xeno Wi-Fi, presented by our good friends over at House of 3000. Fun fact, Helper making it to Grand Finals last week of DNA. They know how to play, and they certainly know how to run a tournament. You're going to want to check them out. Bring your LAN adapters, bring your controllers, and bring the hype every single Wednesday over at twitch.tv/House of 3000. You're going to want to register over at smash.dg/Xeno Wi-Fi. And of course,
would like to say though, Xeno Wi-Fi also now open to MDVA. They did recently just do that. Maryland, Virginia players, and I believe 2 other states in that area, if I'm not mistaken. Graphics not updated yet, but I did just want to include that. So if you are an MDVA player watching this, you can also now enter Xeno Wi-Fi on Wednesdays.
Awesome stuff, and I'm sure that you could also enter Fusion.EXE. That is every single Monday. Shout out to our good friends over at Square One UNL, and of course, this is part of the Collision series, as is DNA. You're going to want to register for that. That's every single Monday. I said every single Monday over at smash.gg/fusion. And of course, we got our good friends over in Long Island holding the line, figuratively and literally, every Friday. That's the Ultimate Online Weekly. Free to enter in a $50 prize pool. Our friends over at Gen Game have been doing some great stuff, really upping the ante when it comes to production and for Smash tournaments, especially at the local scene. So definitely go ahead and support them. You're going to want to follow them, twitch.tv/GenGame. You're going to want to tune in every Friday at 6. You want to be part of the action there? Smash.gg/the line. And Tunis, where can they follow you on the internet?
At this place. That's here down at Nintunist. It's spelled Nintunist, which can be accessed by learning how to spell that. You can also follow me at youtube.com/Nintunist, where I am actually making content again pretty regularly. I got a lot of good ideas for videos that I want to make, including a new Smash series that I'm just waiting on the thumbnails for to really work on. It's something that's sort of been a baby of mine for a very long time, but now I'm finally starting to really get that in motion. I'm just waiting to commission some thumbnails for it, because I hate making thumbnails, and I'm trash at it. And normally I keep them simple, but this one I had a very specific vision, so just waiting for it on that part. I've been making a lot of vlogs, long real talks about Smash and YouTube and whatnot. I plan on doing another one of those pretty soon. They're long videos, so if you like those, feel free to check those out, sort of like podcast type stuff. But yeah, Nintunist as YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. See it spelled down there below. You can follow me on Twitch if you want. I don't do anything with Twitch, just letting you know that though. But more importantly, I mean, if you're looking for something that you can actually watch on Twitch, Stu, where can they find you?
I'm glad that you brought that up. You can actually follow me on Twitch. I'm actually playing through Golden Sun at the moment. We are dealing with the 3 Karens, as we have named them, and as well as we literally just took Isaac, Garrett, and Ivan and named them Karen, and Karen, just all spelled 3 different ways. It's amazing. So we got that. Karen is complaining to the managers at each lighthouse and making sure that they get at least 1 free elemental star, all while walking around with a broken tibia, is the headcanon that I have established. If you want to see more of that insanity, twitch.tv/StuTheAnnouncer. You can also find insanity in text form at StuTheAnnouncer. That's my Twitter. You can follow Chris over on Twitter at Chriselodian, and of course, Master Hand Games on Twitter. Folks, the world's a pretty mean place, so do something nice for a stranger today.
Damn right.
Thank you for watching. I'm Stu the Announcer alongside Nintunist. We will see you again. Rage on, and happy smashing.